Hello everyone. In this session, we'll cover how to set up the partner kit on your local system. Let's understand the agenda for this session. We'll explore how to set up the partner kit. Here are the steps. First, download the partner kit from the link provided on this slide, which directs you to the Onfinity's official website. You can download the partner kit from there. Next, we'll follow the module level approach to create a new module using the partner kit. A module prefix is required, and the Onfinity support team will provide this. Note that you need to contact the Onfinity support team to obtain a module prefix, because prefixes are unique across the application for all modules in the system. After that, we'll understand the projects available in the partner kit. Then, we'll rename the assemblies that we'll use for our module from those available in the partner kit. Following that, we'll understand how the code files are managed within the partner kit, specifically which parts belong to which section. I'll explain that structure. Next, we'll understand area registration and how to configure Webpack in the partner kit. Finally, we'll understand module management, specifically how to configure the module management stream for the partner kit for each module. Let's begin the partner kit setup. As mentioned, the partner kit is available at the provided link. I have already downloaded the partner kit to this file path. The downloaded files include Development Project 6.0, Oracle, and PostgreSQL. We support both Oracle and PostgreSQL databases. This partner kit is compatible with both databases. Now, let's open Visual Studio, running it as administrator. Then, locate the partner kit project that was downloaded from the previously mentioned file path. Now, select the solution file. You will find this solution file within the partner kit. Now, in the Solution Explorer, we can see that the partner kit includes these three projects: Vienna Advantage, Vienna Advantage SVC, and Vienna Advantage Web. Vienna Advantage Web is our startup project, indicated by the bold highlighting. In cases where this project is not set as the startup project, you'll need to set it as such through the properties. The Vienna Advantage project will later be responsible for handling the callouts and pages when we develop a particular module. The code for all callouts and pages will be written here. JavaScript, jQuery classes, CSS files, and views will be available in this Vienna Advantage project. Vienna Advantage SVC will contain the M classes and X classes. Additionally, it will hold the jobs and processes. To connect this partner kit to the database, we'll use the web.config file in Vienna Advantage Web. Click on that file to view the configuration. Within this file, you'll find the Oracle connection string key inside the app setting. This key contains the database connection string, which is how we access the database from this partner kit for development. You can use either an Oracle connection string or a PostgreSQL connection string. Since I have the Oracle database installed for my development instance, I'll use the Oracle connection string. Let me copy the connection string I'm currently using. You'll need to make changes like this. This connection string includes the IP address of the database, which you'll use to connect the partner kit. It also has the service name of your Oracle installation. Then you have the user ID and password that you created for the Oracle user. Once you've set up the web config, the only change needed is the connection string available in this web config file. The next step is to rename the assemblies. In the Vienna Advantage project, right-click on it and select Properties. In the Properties section, the assembly name should reflect your module. As mentioned, you'll be given a module prefix. For example, let's say I have the module prefix VA001. Then, in the Vienna Advantage project, we need to change both the assembly name and the default namespace. After that, I'll save the changes. Similarly, I'll do the same for Vienna Advantage SVC. If I go to its properties, I see Vienna Advantage SVC. I'll change it to VA001 SVC, since VA001 is my example module prefix. I'll also change the default namespace for the SVC part. Now, the classes that I add later will use this default namespace. Once I've added these namespaces according to my module prefix, I'm done with this step. Then we have the Vienna Advantage web project. If I go to the properties of Vienna Advantage Web, I'll find a web section on the left taskbar. In that section, the project URL is listed as VA Partner Kit. This is the default project URL in the Partner Kit downloaded from the official site. Now, you need to change it to match your module prefix, for example, VA001, and then click on Create Virtual Directory. The directory was created. Save it so that when I run the Partner Kit, this URL appears in my browser. I am using the local IIS on my system because I have IIS configured. The URL change I made is because you can use this Partner Kit for multiple modules. You can create a copy of this Partner Kit. You need to perform all these settings for each project for each module, like the VA001 module we're using as an example. If you have multiple modules later, each with different functionality, such as a VA001 order management module and a VA002 financial setup module, you can create a copy of the downloaded Partner Kit for each. One copy would be for order management, and another would be for financial management, or any other module you want to build using this Partner Kit. To avoid conflicts with other modules, I rename the URL because I'm running it on IIS. If you keep the URL the same, you'll encounter code conflicts later because the system won't know which URL to refer to based on the virtual directory. So, that's the setting for Vienna Advantage Web. There are some build events defined for the Vienna Advantage and Vienna Advantage SVC projects. If I go to the properties of Vienna Advantage, I can see the build events that are already defined. You don't need to change anything there. I'm just mentioning for your reference that we define these build events. As we follow the MVC pattern for development in the Partner Kit, we use the concept of areas in MVC. These modules will be created and later built into the Vienna Advantage web folder or virtual directory for the project. That's how you need to rename the assemblies, so that when you build these modules, you get different DLL files or assemblies for module-specific roles, or module-specific DLLs. Now let's move on. We have the Vienna Advantage, Vienna Advantage SVC, and Vienna Advantage web projects. As we've already discussed, Vienna Advantage is used for callouts and pages, and SVC is used for M classes, X classes, and jobs. The next step in setting up the Partner Kit is to use the area registration file. In the Vienna Advantage project, there's an areas folder. By default, this folder contains Vienna Advantage as one of the areas, which is the default area provided with the Partner Kit. We need to set up this area section. We need to rename Vienna Advantage to our module prefix VA001. Also, in the area registration file, which is currently named Vienna Advantage Area Registration, we need to change it to VA001 Area Registration. Now, in the area registration file, there's a note that states, replace Vienna Advantage with the prefix of your module. So I'll copy Vienna Advantage and replace it with VA001, our module prefix. Then I'll replace it everywhere in the current document. Once this is done, in the area registration file, there are different files where we've mentioned this style. There are the style files, and then there's a decimal being duplicated, so I'll remove it. In the script include, we have areas VA001 scripts and VA001 react.js.main. In the scripts folder, we need to define the distribution folder, dist, so that when we generate the modules, all our production files will be generated under this dist folder. Also, this VA001, I'll remove react and replace it with va001.all.min. This ensures our files are generated with this naming convention according to the version defined in the Webpack. These are the basic settings needed in the area registration file. We need to replace according to our module prefix, and these minimum settings are what we've done here. To use the concept of bundling for minifying the jQuery and CSS files, We have the concept of Webpack. Webpack is a module bundler for JavaScript applications, used to bundle CSS and JavaScript files efficiently. We have changed the area section to VA001. You'll find different areas in the application as well, according to the modules. Right now, we'll focus on VA001, having changed the area registration. For this Webpack feature, you need to install the Node server from the Node's official website. You'll need to install Node on your system. Once the Node server is installed, you can check the Node version to verify the installation. To do this, in the Vienna Advantage project, right-click and select Open in Terminal. This will open PowerShell at the project path. Here, you can check the npm version with the command npm-v. If the Node server is installed, you'll see the version displayed. You can also check the Node version with the command node-v. The Node server is already installed on my system, so it's displaying these versions. Additionally, you'll have the Node modules folder if the Node server is installed on your system. These files are included in the partner kit, but if the Node server isn't installed, you'll have to install it. Then, in the package.json file, you need to define your module name. As mentioned, we're using one partner kit for one module, so I'll mention the name of my module, Demo Order Module, with the exact version. As we can see when you run the project, you have these files under this section on the browser for debugging. Then we have the webpack.config.js file. In this webpack.config file, you'll again find a node where it mentions that you need to replace Vienna Advantage with the prefix of your module. Now similarly, I'll copy it and replace it with my module prefix, VA001, throughout the current document. There are 16 instances mentioned here. Then, in this file, we have the JavaScript file version set to 1.0.0.0. This is the versioning pattern we follow, where the first number represents a major version change, the second a minor change, and so on. If there is a beta version, we can increase or decrease these numbers accordingly. This is the version for the CSS files. We also have a version for the React version, for any pages created using React. Another setting is the module exports, where the mode is set to development for development purposes. When you're developing, you need to mark it as development. Once we're ready for production files, we need to change the tag from development to production. This ensures the distribution files are generated according to production deployment specifications. Later, we can mark this as production so that the files are generated for deployment. We also have entry points with VA001.js in the VA001 scripts src. Here, you need to change this to VA001.js.js for JS files. For React, we already have react.js.js, and this file is the style file for the CSS files. These are the basic settings to configure in the webpack.config file. In the scripts section, we can see the apps folder where we can include pages later, and we'll understand more about this. In the model section, we have the callout, which contains a sample callout already available with our partner kit. We'll understand more about these callouts in another session dedicated to them. Then we have the React files. In the src folder, there's Vienna Advantage.js and Vienna Advantage.react.js. We need to rename these files, replacing Vienna Advantage with our module prefix for both the JS and React files. Only replace the Vienna Advantage part. Similarly, in the content section, we have the src folder. We also need to rename this to va001style.css. Now we're good to go with all these settings. Later on, this src folder will contain all the files included in this section. If we have any callouts we need to include with this module, and we have the jQuery files for the pages or any callouts, along with any third-party libraries, we need to mention those files in this src folder. This indicates which files should be included in the coding part in jQuery. We have to specify that here. We're ready to proceed. We've changed the assembly names, modified the area registration, configured the Webpack, and already updated the connection string to specify the database we're connecting to. However, there's one more step we need to do. In the Vienna Advantage project, let's go to the terminal. We need to run the npm install command to install the packages from the Node server. Then we have npm run build, which we use to verify whether all the computations are done correctly and if we're missing anything. When I press enter to run it, it will display any errors that are encountered. Right now, it's showing that it's compiled successfully with the Webpack version. Now, we have to run this. So, it has taken us to the login page using the URL we entered in the properties of the Vienna Advantage Web, our startup project. This is the virtual directory we mentioned. I'll log in with my system credentials. After logging in, it will take us to the landing page of Onfinity. This is a one-time activity we only need to follow when creating a module for the first time. Any module created in the Onfinity application requires these steps. Later on, there will be classes in this partner kit, whether M classes, X classes, jobs, callouts, or pages. When we include those, we have specific locations to include them. We'll cover those topics in the sessions where we'll understand those particular aspects. If you forget any steps while configuring the Webpack, area registration, or setting up the partner kit, the Webpack configuration notes are available in the release notes. You'll find the details of the Webpack configuration there as well. That concludes this session. Thank you for attending.